All right, guys, so moving on now. So you should have identified about 7 to 10 roughly good CPA offers that are single opt-in that you feel like would pay you a decent amount of commission. Now you've accumulated those. I'd keep the tabs open. We're going to move on to actually building the host site for your clickable links. Now it's very, very easy. You don't need any money to do this. I'm going to give you a free tutorial right here of how you can build a free Wix site and basically piggyback off that URL. And that will allow you to basically, create a host site for free. That way you can click the links later. So we're going to hit start now. You're going to go to wix.com, obviously. And the majority of these will be free. If you do have your own site, you could obviously just add on to that. But I'm going to, for the majority of the students watching this, I'm just going to assume that you don't. So we're going to go through here. You're going to click sign up. And you're going to make an email. I'm going to go with one of my old burner ones, bgmediainnovation@outlook.com. @outlook.com. And then we're going to make up a password. Now you simply need an email to sign up. It's not difficult. And then it doesn't really necessarily matter too much which one you're going to create. I always choose blog just because it's the easiest, and I recommend that you do that too. Now, I always recommend you do the ADI just because it's a little bit more user-friendly, but it really doesn't matter. You could do the Wix yourself if you want. I usually do this, but for the sake of this course, I'm going to show you the ADI creation. Now, none of this really matters. We'll just call it news. This matters in other things, but for the CPA strategy, it does not matter at all. None of this matters. You can just click next if you want. And we're going to slowly just move through this. What's the name of your blog or website? Now you'll notice one thing too, one thing I forgot to mention is when you sign up with your first email, that is the free Wix site is going to put part, if not most, of your email's title into your URL. Now that doesn't necessarily matter too much. You can always write your URL down later, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that in later lectures. But if you just want it to be easier to remember, easier for this reason or that reason, you might want to think about that. Maybe create an email that you like that, because when you put that in and you sign up for a Wix site, let's just use mine for example. So mine was an old burner email that I no longer use anymore. It's bgmediainnovation@outlook.com. What you'll see in a minute when I actually go through the blog process and create this, up in the URL of my blog, it will actually most likely say, HTTPS BG Media Innovation. It won't probably say the full BG Media Innovation, but it probably will say like BG Media Innovate you know what I mean? So I'll show you what I mean by that, but that's just something to keep in mind. Doesn't necessarily matter 100%. If you don't really care, then that's fine. You can just write your own URL down later, but just something to keep in mind in case you want to go that route. So we'll call this BG Media Innovation. And like I said, none of this really matters. We're going to click next. And if you hear that kind of fan going in the background, don't mind that. It's my computer. It's freaking out because it's doing a bunch of different. I'm running a bunch of software in the background, so it's kind of multitasking and having a little trouble right now. Let's go minimal. None of these really matter. It's not like nobody's really going to see this site. It's really irrelevant. Now let's go back and, while this is preparing, we're going to go back and try to make, this is from my other Wyzant course. Let's go to this, pull that out, and we'll go to Max Bounty. We'd actually see, still preparing. Now one thing you'll notice about Max Bounty when you log in, and actually I'm not going to log in because if I log in right now, it's going to show you my earnings and all my personal information. So I'm just going to wait. Hopefully this does not take too long here. But just in case it does, I'm actually going to end this here, and then I'll resume it once it's done preparing, and we'll start building the website. So we'll break this down into, actually, never mind, I lied. Let's create our homepage. Every once in a while that can take about 10 minutes, but most of the time it only takes about 30 seconds to a minute. That seemed like it was a little bit longer than usual. Yeah, I'm going to end this here just because I don't know, how long this is going to take, but I'll see you guys in the next one, and then we'll hop right into that.